Good morning, everyone. The 14B District Court is now in session. My name is MIWashington, and I'm the judge that will be presiding over this session. The court will call the matter of the state of Michigan versus Daniel Black, case number 24S00066.
Good morning, APA Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Good morning to you, your wonderful staff, and my sister counsel. I'm Jonathan Jones, appearing on behalf of Mr. Black. I need Ms. McDuffie to give me some type of affirmative signal. We might have a plea today. I just sent you a note, Ms. McDuffie.
I responded. It probably didn't come through yet.
All right. Why don't you do the fancy talking so I don't screw it up?
Sure, no problem. So I extended an offer for Mr. Black where he can plead to a reduced count. So basically, I would remove the enhancement. So DB first offense instead of second, and an agreement.
Everyone's devices should be muted. Trey Coleman, please mute your device. All right, go ahead, Ms. McDuffie. I apologize.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. So that was the removal of the enhancement. So it would be DV first offense and an agreement to no upfront jail. Yeah, I think that's the extent of it.
It is, Your Honor, and I gave him a copy of the advice of rights to thoroughly review. He knows he'll make a record, but just so we're clear, he understands that if you accept the plea, he'll waive his right to trial, his right to confront witnesses, hold the people to the burden, and his Fifth Amendment right vis-a-vis him testifying. There have been no other promises but for the fact that there would be no upfront jail, and any terms of probation the court feels are appropriate, we fully embrace.
Thank you. Mr. Black, could you please unmute and state your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Daniel Black.
Good morning, Mr. Black. My understanding is you're going to be pleading this morning to domestic violence, which is a misdemeanor carrying a maximum penalty of up to 93 days and or a $500 fine. In exchange for that plea, the prosecutors also agreed to no upfront jail, and I will honor that part of the sentence agreement. Is that your understanding of the agreement, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You may lower your hand. I'm going to go over the rights that you have that your attorney just went over with you, but I need to go over them to make a record of it. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to have a trial by a jury, at which time you can call witnesses to speak for you. You can get an order signed by this court to require those witnesses come to court. You have the right to see, hear, and question any witnesses that are called against you, and you have the right to be a witness for yourself, or you could choose to remain silent. If you do choose to remain silent, the prosecutor cannot comment on that. In addition to that, you have the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand you're going to be giving up all those rights and you're not going to be having a trial of any sort?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that there's no automatic right to appeal this decision?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in addition to that, sir, if you were on probation, parole, or bond on January 28, 2024, then you could be in violation of that. Were you on probation, parole, or bond then?
No, Your Honor.
And finally, sir, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could have immigration consequences. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. To the charge of domestic violence, how do you?
I'm sorry, say it again. I apologize.
That's okay. To the charge of domestic violence, how do you plead?
Plead guilty.
Has anyone promised you anything other than what we placed on the record today to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone threatened you in any way, shape, or form?
No, Your Honor.
All right. On or about January 28th, were you at the vicinity of 1122 Laurel Avenue here in Ypsilanti Township, sir?
Say it again. What date?
On January 28th, 2024.
No, Your Honor. I don't think so. No, I don't recall the date.
You're right, we'd be willing to stipulate that the date you have in complaint is the date of the offense.
Yes,
Alright.
yes, Your Honor. Yes, I apologize. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And when you were at that address, was there a Jody Walden present?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your relationship to Jody Walden?
She is the mother of my child.
Okay. And while
We're not together though.
I see. And did you assault or batter Miss Walden?
No, I didn't, Your Honor, but if that's what she's saying,
All right, we don't have a plea.
Your Honor, there is some custody issues pending. Would the court consider a no contest plea? There's no deferral or anything here.
Ms. McDuffie has a sentence agreement with you, so she would have to give her input on that too.
I don't have any objection to a no contest plea, but we would likely need to pass this briefly so that I can send that report to the court so that the judge can take a look at it for the purposes of the plea to do the factual basis. And we will need to address the bond violation as well. So maybe we need
Yeah,
time.
she's right on both. I just, the record's clean. We'll stipulate to the report she's tendering.
All right, I'll pass this matter.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
State of Michigan versus Jason Massey, case number 24S00156.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Is anyone representing Jason Massey or Jason Massey present?
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael Vincent on behalf of Jason Massey.
Thank you. Good morning. Mr. Massey, please state your name.
Jason Massey.
Thank you. All right, we're here for arraignment pretrial today with respect to the waive formal reading of the complaint.
Yes, he stands mute to the charges, Your Honor.
Sir, having stood mute to the charges in this complaint, I do have to advise you of the maximum penalties. In this particular case, you're charged with operating while intoxicated. That is a misdemeanor, carrying a maximum penalty of up to, with a second offense notice. So that is a maximum penalty carrying up to 1 year in the Washington County Jail and or $1,000 fine plus court costs. In exchange, in addition to that, sir, after your rights, you have the right to have a trial by a jury, at which time you can call witnesses to speak for you. You can get an order signed by this court to require those witnesses come to court. You have the right to see, hear, and question any and all witnesses that are called against you, and you have the right to be a witness for yourself, or you could choose to remain silent. If you chose to remain silent, the prosecutor could not comment on that. In addition to that, you have the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand all those rights?
Yes.
As to bond,
Your Honor, he's a lifetime resident of Michigan. He is a businessman. He travels as part of his business. The breathalyzer was 0.13. This case, as of right now, will probably end up in a trial. He has not been drinking at all. This is an unusual factual situation. I don't want to go into it right now, but it wasn't on the road. He wasn't behind the wheel when all this occurred. I think he's a good candidate for personal recognizance with reasonable no drinking, no drugs, that sort of thing. I don't think he qualifies. I don't think his breathalyzer was that high to have him go beyond that.
Ms. McDuffie.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think Mr. Vincent, good morning, Mr. Vincent, by the way.
Good morning, Ms. McDuffie.
I do see there's a PBT of 0.137. However, we also have a blood alcohol result of 0.200 in this case. And so just given that and the fact that it is a second offense with the prior being 2022, not very long ago, I would be requesting obviously alcohol testing. I'll leave the method up to the court, whether or not it's believed that SoberLink versus ETGs would be sufficient. Other than that, no objection to PR bond. It appears that, as Mr. Vincent also mentioned, that the attention to this incident, I think, arose from what appeared to be some sort of domestic or altercation, which then led to the OWI investigation afterward. I'm not going to request any no contact based on that at this point. I'm going to, just stick to the OWI facts. So I'm just asking for alcohol testing.
Okay, there wasn't, Your Honor, there was no domestic at all. Well, I don't want to go into the facts of the case, but a passenger, somebody in the car, either the driver or the passenger, was ill and had to vomit. That's why the car was pulled over. This was not a domestic. And there's no report of domestic. Also, I think Ms. McDuffie has pointed out one of the problems with the case. How do you go from 0.13 to 0.20? Something's wrong. One test is wrong. One of them is wrong.
All right. Well, the reality is right now, until we figure that out, there's a 0.20 that I'm looking at. That is a high BAC actually. So given that, at this point in time, I'm going to do, would your client like a SoberLink or a Scram?
I don't know what the difference.
Could you explain to my client so he understands the difference?
I think you should.
SoberLink, you either have a tether on your ankle or you have to blow into a machine at your house, typically in the morning and typically in the evening.
I prefer to not have something tethered to me. So
He would like something in his house, in his home.
All right, so we're going to give you the SoberLink. There's no alcohol and or drugs of any sort, sir. I will give you a SoberLink if you need a pass for travel. How often does your client need to travel, Mr. Vincent?
A lot. Go ahead.
I typically travel several times a month out of state. I own an IT company and we have clients in 6 different states, and I do the account management.
How long are you gone for when you are out of state, sir?
It can vary from 4 days to a week and a half. I'm typically gone 25 to 50% of my time is out of state.
Well, the SoberLink, I guess, should work for your traveling as well. You can take that with you. All right. Any objection to his traveling, Ms. McDuffie?
No objection.
Defendant may be allowed to travel for work purposes. You will have to let us know when you are traveling, though, sir.
Who should he check in with, Your Honor? Community corrections?
Probation. Probation.
Probation?
Yes. There is no additional contact with the criminal justice system. PR bond with those conditions. As far as the pretrial is concerned,
We asked for an adjournment on this case. We're waiting for videos.
I see. Does July 1st work with your calendar?
Good morning, Your Honor. It does work for our calendar. Thank you so much.
Thank you. July 1st, 2024 at 9 a.m.
But there'll be an adjourned pretrial then.
Yes.
Not, excuse me, adjourned pretrial. Thank you.
All
And
right.
by the
Thank
way, happy Monday morning. I should have said that to start with.
Yeah, it hasn't been that one for me so far, but thank you. I appreciate it. Maybe to get better.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a
Bye-bye.
good day. See you on July 1st. Okay, he's probably in her. They use it on the building. Yeah. State of Michigan versus Haley Campbell, case number 24S00121.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Your Honor, Michael Vincent on behalf of Haley Campbell. Haley, tell the judge your name. She is on the phone, Your Honor. Can't get her Zoom to work. We've been trying all morning to hook that up.
Oh, she's on the phone with you there? Or she's supposed to be in here. Oh, Miss Haley Campbell, to unmute your device, please hit star and 6. Miss Haley Campbell, please hit star 6 to unmute your device. Please state your name. All right, this is not working. I think you need to reach back out to your client.
Ms. Campbell, can you hear me? Is she on the phone?
She's logged in here and it says she's unmuted. But...
She's unmuted and on the phone. I'm not sure what's going on.
Neither am I.
It's Monday. That's the only thing I can say.
All right, well, we're gonna
Can we pass this a little bit?
we're gonna pass it. Yeah, I'll do that. The court will recall the case of the state of Michigan versus Daniel Black, case number 24S00066.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Sorry, Your Honor.
It's okay.
I fell under Mr. Vincent's Monday curse. You'll have to excuse me.
You could replace your appearance on the record for me.
Jonathan Jones, 52920 on behalf of Mr. Black.
I'm trying to get signed in here to get the police report. pulled
Thank
up.
you, Your Honor.
Mr. Black, could you state your name again?
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Black.
Good morning again, sir. I'm in receipt of case report number 24007314 with the date of incident of January 28, 2024 at the address of 1122 Lower Avenue, authored by Officer Deputy Austin Pearson. Do the attorney stipulate to my use of this report to make out a factual basis for the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, on behalf of Mr. Black, Judge, thank you.
And I can direct the court's attention to the bottom of page 3 for the factual basis.
Thank you. All right, on this date and time, Ms. Jody Walden indicates that Mr. Black came over and was upset because he had given his daughter a prepaid gift card, which she had overspent on the account, and that he wanted to take an Oculus that he had paid for her. And then Jody intervened and said she would just pay the amount spent. She had her back turned to Mr. Black, and he then threw the Oculus at her, and the Oculus headset hit, well, I'm sorry, not the Oculus, but the headset he threw at her. It hit her in the back right shoulder, and the two remotes flew past her head. And she said that he threw those items at her. I find that there's a factual basis for the plea. It has been willingly and knowingly made. Are you satisfied, Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jones?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Thank you. Sentencing in this case will be on July 1st, 2024 at 10 a.m. Sir, you need to make and keep an appointment with the probation department. Anybody else on the call right now that might get referred to probation should write down the number at this time. So do you have a pen to write down the number, Mr. Black?
I have one, Judge. Go ahead.
734-483-7336.
Thank you. Your Honor, I want the record to reflect that Ms. McDuffie gave me a copy of a bond violation report that I would like you to hold in abeyance, and I'm asking you to deal with it sentencing. I literally just got it this morning. That's not me throwing sister counsel under the bus. It's just that neither one of us had it till today.
I don't have this report that you're referring to, actually.
And Your Honor, this was just sent to us Friday and I missed it myself until this morning. So I did forward it to Mr. Jones, and I understood that he probably hasn't had the opportunity to discuss it with his client. I can just let the court know that it includes some THC, which is not, the biggest concern, but there was one positive cocaine result on May 13th, and then he missed the next two tests after that. So I'm just a little bit concerned, and I want to ensure there's not any issues there. But I wanted to advise Mr. Jones about the whole hearing process and everything as well.
Thank you. Mr. Black, it sounds like you have, first of all, been missing your testing for the last 2 times, and you have a positive cocaine result. I am going to advise you that you have a hearing on this matter, sir, at which time, if it is found that you violate the terms of your bond could be revoked. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. And I
And
apologize.
Mr. Jones, given Mr. Black, just one moment, please. Mr. Jones, I understand that you're requesting some time to speak to your client about this in order to come up with what you want to do about the actual violation.
That's absolutely
interim-
true, Your Honor. I'm hoping we can deal with that at the sentencing date.
We can. In the interim time, sir, you need to not miss any more violations. Do you understand? I mean, any more reports. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you miss any more reports, then I'll issue an immediate bench warrant. You need to report and not have any positive tests. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'll see you back here on July 1st at 10 o'clock a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. Is that Zoom or in person?
That's over Zoom.
All right, awesome. Stay safe. Thank you, Rachel.
Take care.
You're all set, Mr. Black. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. State of Michigan versus Cheyenne, teach out, case number 24S00171.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Charlotte Steffen on behalf of Ms. Teach Out.
Good morning, Ms. Steffen. Ms. Teach out, please state your name.
Cheyenne Teach Out.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment of this pretrial. I was appointed a few days ago, and I need some more time to review discovery with my client and hopefully talk to Ms. McDuffie about potential resolution.
Absolutely no objection.
July 1st. We could do 1 week or we can do July 1st. Which one works best for you?
Your Honor, I'm inclined to go with July 1st so that we're not too rushed.
July 1st, 2024 at 9 a.m. Bond is continued.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Thank
You
you.
too.
State of Michigan versus Jonathan Coleman, case number 23S00752.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Happy Monday. Sam Bernstein with and on behalf of Mr. Coleman. Mr. Coleman, could you please state your name for the court?
Jonathan Coleman.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Here for an adjourned pretrial in this matter.
Your Honor, the court's been patient with us. We've adjourned several times. I've been working on some things in an effort to hopefully impress Ms. McDuffie at the appropriate time. I'm going to ask the court to please indulge us in just one more adjournment, and we'll make that happen before then, hopefully.
No objection, but Mr. Coleman. One moment. I just want to check. Mr. Bernstein, given the charge that Mr. Coleman has, I fully appreciate that he's engaging in some things now. But in terms of the difference it's going to make, there aren't really any reductions on that. So maybe this is more of a Cobb's or a sentencing memo issue versus kind of a plea negotiation situation.
Well, either way we slice it, I'm asking for an adjournment at this moment in time, and we'll see what happens, I guess.
Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to July 1st, 2024 at 9 a.m. Bond is continued. This is the final adjournment, though.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ypsilanti Township versus Jordan Watley, case number 24W001022.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Good morning, Judge. Dominic Hampton appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Jordan Wadley, who is in the Zoom room here.
Good morning, Mr. Hammond. Mr. Wadley, please state your name.
Jordan Wadley.
Thank you. All right. We're here for a pretrial on this failure to report an accident case.
That's correct, Your Honor. It was written as a ticket. I'm still waiting for a copy of the police report, and I'm sure counsel would like that as well. So I'm asking for a brief adjournment.
I have no objection, Judge.
Thank you. June 24th. That work with your calendar, Mr. Hampton?
It should, Judge, yes. I've got another hearing at that date, but I don't believe I'm the attorney of record on that other case. So 9 a.m. will, no, Judge, 9 a.m. will work fine. That would be fine.
June 24th, 2024, 9 a.m. We'll see you all then. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
Are we ready to go on the Haley Campbell matter yet? Ms. Campbell, can I hear you yet? Star 6 to unmute. I'm testing to see if Ms. Campbell can be heard. Ms. Campbell, can you say something to me? No, we still can't hear her. Did she sign out and sign back in? Can you, well, let's put her in a breakout room. I mean, in the waiting room to see if. All right, I'll bring her back. Ms. Campbell, can you try it again, please? You're gonna need to sign out and sign back in, I think. It's just not, we can't. Okay, now, can you say it? It's not her. Ms. Campbell, nope, that was someone else. All right, Ms. Campbell, you're gonna need to sign out and sign back in now. So start over, call back in. The person with device labeled PCD63L, please mute your device and name yourself. The court will call at this time the Tolbert Smith matters, case numbers 21W001603A, 23W002350, A and B and C, as well as 1603D.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Tolbert Smith. I think one of these is Miss McDuffie's case. I could be wrong.
We don't have anything with McDuffie's case.
Okay, it's just labeled wrong in my paperwork. Okay. I did do a competency order. I don't think I've received a report yet. I don't know if the court or Mr. Barnett has.
There is a report.
Okay, I haven't received the report.
Mr. Tolbert Smith, can you please state your name? Tolbert Smith here. Can you get them to unmute you, sir? Mr. Tolbert Smith, can you please get the, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll wait. I have a report, so you're saying you don't have a copy?
No, greetings, Your Honor. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Tolbert James Smith, Jr.
Hello, Mr. Tolbert.
Yeah.
Jr. Ms. White and Mr. Barnett, you're both saying you don't have a copy of this?
Yeah, I don't have it either.
All right. We'll have to scan it and get it sent over to you. The finding is that he's competent. I'll pass it and we'll figure out how to get it scanned and sent over to you.
Okay.
Ypsilanti Township versus John Gauthier, case number 24T00152.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Davy Leba on behalf of Mr. Gauthier. Mr. Gauthier, could you state your name, sir?
John Gauthier, John P. Gauthier.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. We're here on a pretrial today?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll be setting this matter for final settlement conference, please.
Final settlement conference will be July 25th, 2024 at 11 a.m. with jury selection being on August 9th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. The jury selection is in person.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bond is continued.
All right.
Ypsilanti Township versus Deron Wilburn, case number 24T00193.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Deron Wilburn.
Mr. Wilburn, please unmute your device and state your name.
Yes, my name is Ron Wilburn.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. We're here for
Yes, Your Honor. I have spoken to Mr. Wilborn. I did reach out to the prosecutor, and we are still in negotiations, but Mr. Wilburn wishes to set this for a final settlement conference, knowing that I do not have any offers yet at this time.
if you're still in negotiations, it is not my preference that we set it at for a final settlement conference, but I will do that.
I guess what I'm saying is he's rejecting all, if there is an offer, he said he would rather go forward.
Okay, thank you. August 9th to July 25th, 2024, 11 a.m. for the final settlement conference. That's via Zoom. August 9th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. for the jury selection. That is in person. Bond is continued. Ypsilanti Township versus Donovan Lawrence, case number 24T00150.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Davi Liba on behalf of Mr. Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence, could you state your name, sir?
Donovan Lawrence.
Thank you. Good morning. We're here for a pretrial today and a bond violation.
Yes, Your Honor. Which should I address first?
Let's start with the bond violation.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Lawrence will admit to the violation with regard to the drinking. However, he does deny the violation with regard to the alleged assaultive conduct.
All right. I guess we better have a scheduled hearing date. All right. What does he want to do with respect to the pretrial?
With regard to the pretrial, we'd like to set for final settlement conference, Your Honor.
All right, let's just do them all on the same day. Final settlement conference will be July 25th, 2024, 11 a.m. So the bond violation.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Lawrence has also asked me to address the scram tether.
What would you like to address about the tether?
Your Honor, Mr. Lawrence is requesting that it be changed to a sober lane because he's telling me that he has to walk very frequently to his job at Amazon and that it's causing him a great deal of leg irritation.
Mr. Barnett?
No objection to that modification.
The defendant's scram will be changed to a sober link. The bond violation and final settlement conference will be July 25th. The jury selection, which will be in person, will be on August 9th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bond is continued otherwise with that one modification. We'll see you then, sir. State of Michigan versus Trey Coleman, case number 22S00942.
Right, to me, that's for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Davi Liba for Mr. Coleman. Mr. Coleman, could you state your name, sir? Mr. Coleman.
Mr. Trey Coleman, please unmute your device and then state your name. Thank you. We're here today for a review in this case. Mr. Coleman appears to have an outstanding balance of $160. But other than that, he seems to have completed his probation. We just need the monies.
That's correct, Your Honor. Mr. Coleman tells me he's currently working on securing stable employment and housing, and therefore we are requesting an adjournment of the payments for 90 days.
Well, Mr. Coleman is due our probation by July 17th, so I can't do 90 days. I'm gonna put it on July 15th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
July 15th at 10 o'clock a.m. See you then, sir.
Thank you.
State of Michigan versus Haley Campbell, case number 24 at 00121.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Your Honor, Michael Vincent, on behalf of Ms. Campbell.
Hello,
Please state your name, ma'am.
Haley Campbell.
Thank you.
Sorry, you might hear a baby in the background. I apologize.
Okay, we're here for pre-trial today.
Yes.
Your Honor, could this be set for a jury trial?
It's gonna be set for a final settlement conference. Final settlement conference will be July 25th, 2024 at 9 a.m. I'm sorry, 11 a.m. And jury selection will be August 9th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m.
And Mr. Vincent, you know, that means for me that Ms. Campbell, I wouldn't be extending any offers. So Ms. Campbell would be going straight to trial. No sort of plea agreements or reductions or anything like that once it's set for a final settlement.
Well, let's talk. All right. We'll talk.
So
would you prefer a pre-trial before this? Because I could do that too.
If we can call that a final pretrial instead of it can be on the same date, but if we can have it on the pretrial docket instead of the final settlement docket, I think that maybe help.
And that would be on the 25th.
I'm sorry, what are we doing?
Your Honor, Mr. Vincent would prefer to talk before he sets it for final settlement, so we can make sure that we don't have any resolutions. And I just offered that it could still be set for the same day, but just not on the final settlement docket, so just on the pretrial docket.
That's the case, then he will no longer be looking at that August date as a possibility for jury selection.
Yes.
What does yes mean? Does that mean that's what you want to do? You want to just go with the
Yes,
final?
I agree with Ms. McDuffie.
Final pretrial, July 25th.
And that
Bond is
that young
continued.
child agrees with it too. So. And Your Honor, I thank you for your patience with this. We do appreciate it.
No worries at all. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did everybody get the competency reports on Mr. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor, I got it.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Court will recall the Tolbert Smith matters 21W001603 A and B, as well as 23W2350 A, B, and C.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Tolbert Smith.
Mr. Smith, we're going to try this again, but now it appears everybody's in possession of the competency report from the Forensic Center. What is your position with respect to the report, Ms. White? We'll start with you.
We'll stipulate to the report, Your Honor.
Do you need to talk to the client about it, or have you had a chance to do that?
I have not. I would need to talk to him.
All right, I'm going to pass this again so you can talk to your client.
Thank you.
State of Michigan versus Latanya Smith, case number 22 FB 1375.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Davi Lebo for Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith.
Latanya Smith.
Thank you. All right, we're here today for review hearing after Ms. Smith was reinstated on probation back on April 15th of 2024. So just last month. Have you had a chance to go over the report with your client?
Your Honor, I believe that
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Ms. Smith, I'm gonna have to mute you because I can't hear you. All right, go ahead. What did you say, Mr. Lebo?
Your Honor, I believe Ms. Smith has reviewed the report with Ms. White.
Anything you want to add on behalf of your client?
If I could have just one moment to review the notes. I would note that Ms. Smith has submitted a financial hardship form for the court's review.
One moment, please. Thank you. I am in receipt of this financial hardship form. From what I can tell, she should be able to make the minimum payment of $25 per month. I don't understand why she can't.
Thank you, Ms.
Smith. I couldn't hear that. I had to walk. I'm walking. Can you repeat that?
I said it appears to me you should be able to make the minimum of $25 per month based on what you're making.
Yes, that's not my income. That's just my daughter's. But that'll be fine until I get a job. She have an open house coming up on the 15th, so I do have a job on standby. I just didn't take it right now because with the prom, the graduation, it was too overwhelming and I didn't want to start a job and then end up having to quit because of it. So I do have a job on standby after her open house. And can you tell me the balance that I owe?
One moment, please. Maybe it'll tell me what her balance is. It looks like 945.
Okay, so did any of my community service go towards that or no? I did submit that too with Ms. Johnston.
I did see this. What is this community service? Why were you doing this community service?
Cause when I first got the case, at the first time I was supposed to did it, but I never stopped doing it because I didn't know if you or the other judge, which I was in front of Judge Washington, Judge Simpson at first. So I just kept on continuing doing it because I didn't know if they was gonna try to bring that up again and say, do some more community work.
I'll let you do half of it as community service.
Can you say it again, Ms. Washington?
I'll give you credit for half of the payment as community service.
Okay, so that'll be a total of how much I owe?
$425. $422.50.
Okay, $422.50.
Yes.
Okay, then after I have that paid, then where we go from here?
Your Honor, we would like to address the term of probation, as at the moment it doesn't appear there is a scheduled end date.
Yes. I'm going to, when we put it on April the 15th, apparently I hadn't given her much time. I'm gonna add an additional 6 months. If she can finish her payments by then, she can get off probation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wait, can you say that again, Ms. Washington?
I'm extending it by 6 months, ma'am. If you pay everything and get no further violations, you can get off probation.
So this is going on until 6 more months?
Maybe your attorney can explain it to you in detail.
Mm-hmm. So I still got a report drop and all of that as well?
Yes, ma'am.
God.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, okay, my gosh.
Ma'am, I have the ability to extend it for another 1.5 years. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. I sure don't want that part.
All right. I am going to see you back here in 3 months, September 16th, 2024.
Okay.
10 a.m. I'm going to put you into a breakout with your attorney so he can explain to you what your options are better.
Wait, okay, can I ask a question? I never knew he was my attorney. I've been talking to Miss White and we had talked it last night. I never knew about he was my attorney.
Well, any of the PDs can be your attorney, ma'am. It's the way it works. All right. So he's just going to go in and explain to you what I said so you can fully understand what your options are. Okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. State of Michigan versus Andre James, case number 23FB1073.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Allison Muller here on behalf of Andre James. Mr. James, can you state your name?
Andre James.
Thank you. All right. Last time we were here, Mr. James was arraigned on the violation for being discharged from accountable choices. Where are we now?
Your Honor, I'm just reviewing Ms. White's notes, but there's a note about, I'm not sure what this means, but being on hold, so unable to help with accountable choices. Ms. White wanted to ask for an adjournment to try to connect with Mr. James with our social work department. because he is going through a divorce right now. Finances are very tight. He said work has picked up. So as far as payments, he should be able to start increasing or making payments. And he is working as an assistant general manager at Little Caesars. And so we asked for one adjournment to try to help him further completing the accountable choices and getting on track with payments.
Ms. McDuff.
I was going to ask, I didn't see any notes about something being on hold. Ms. Muller, are you looking at the May 31st report?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at our spreadsheet. I'm looking at Ms. White's notes.
Okay.
Yeah, I spoke to Mrs. White last night.
So according to the most recent report we have, which is again May 31st, I'm not aware of because Mr. James was discharged from accountable choices, and the report says he hasn't taken any action to get back into it and hasn't reported for May, or had not at that point. The recommendation was to revoke probation and serve some jail time, but I don't know anything about his status and eligibility to get back into accountable choices. I just don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I was waiting for Mrs. White. She said she was going to help me get some resources for funding for the class and everything when I got out of the was just removed from the class or whatever. And I spoke with her last night, and she said that she was still trying to help me find resources to help pay for the accountable choices class. Regarding everything else, I've been reporting and everything monthly every time. I do have a payment to make next week when I get paid. I was going to make $100, maybe $200 payment.
So, Mr. James, you're eligible to get back into accountable choices. It's funding that's the issue right now, getting started with it. Okay.
Yeah. Because like the initial first class was like $160, and then it's like $60 per class for that. And it's like the minimum is like 26 classes.
As McDuffie said, the recommendation at this point is for your probation to be revoked and you to serve jail time, sir, since you have not gotten back into the classes.
Is there any way I can let Miss White handle this? I want Miss White to handle this, please.
One moment.
I'm back.
All right. So your client apparently has not gotten back into the classes. And that's a problem. I understand you're asking for an adjournment, but I don't understand why I should do that. He's telling me that he actually did file a report when the probation agent is clearly saying he did not file a report for the month of May.
I have it on my phone. Just 1 second. I have it in my email.
That is correct. He told me he did report for May. He did miss April.
I'm sorry, you're correct. I was wrong. That he missed April.
He says that he's in the accountable choices classes now. Is that correct, Mr. James?
I can start back at the accountable choices classes I think it's every Monday.
Okay.
So I would be able to go today.
No, it's for the month of May. I'm reading this right. He is yet to report for the month of May. When did he report for May? Because as of May 31st, he had not.
I definitely reported for May. I'm looking for it in my.
I'm pulling up my log sheet right now, Your Honor. Good morning.
Morning, Ms. Johnson.
I'm looking at the ones that we haven't checked in for, haven't logged in yet, and I don't see his name. And I'm looking, let me go to one other spot to look to see if I see his report.
I do it online every month. Between the first and like the 9th, I always do it.
The last one that I see that's logged in is on April 11th.
Yeah, I literally just did one last month for May. And it sent me the do not respond thing that it had been sent. I make sure I do it every month because I've been on top of it mostly.
All right, we're gonna bring you in on June 24th, 2024 at 11 a.m. in person.
June 24th.
Yes, you can have a hearing then, Ms. White, if you want to have a hearing, or if, because he hasn't admitted to the violation or said what he's gonna do yet. Unless my notes just don't reflect it.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why it's not, because I do it online. I go to the site every month and I send it every month.
Is your client requesting a hearing?
I don't think so, but let me speak to Mr. James quickly, if you don't mind, Your Honor.
I'm not gonna do that today.
Okay.
We'll be back here in person on June 24th at 11 a.m. PR bond until then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You can talk to Ms. McDuffie about, well, actually, I will need is Ms. Johnson for that hearing, so we should be fine. If you're requesting a hearing.
Okay.
Is there any way I can speak to Ms. White?
No, I need to, you can, but you'll have to wait. I need to handle the Tolbert Smith matter first.
Okay.
The court will call the cases of Tolbert Smith, 21W001603 A and B, 23W002350 A and B and C.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Tolbert Smith.
All right, have you had a chance to speak with your client regarding the competency reports?
I have, Your Honor. We do stipulate to the report, and Mr. Smith does understand.
Thank you. This is Smith. State your name. Mr. Smith, can you state your name for me?
Oh, yeah, yes, Your Honor. Over James Smith Jr.
Thank you. What's wrong? The right thing there. So I was up on, okay, are you correcting that? This must be playing tricks on me. Mr. Barnett, do you stipulate as well?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you. And we don't have any additional evidence as it relates to the competency.
All right, thank you. All right. In this particular matter, the court is in receipt of a competency report from the Michigan Department of Human Services Center for Forensic Psychiatry. It is from it's from a licensed psychologist, Dr. Erin Sarasny. And she opines in this opinion that she finds that Mr. Smith was Mr. Smith was cooperative and she didn't observe any behavior indicative of any cognitive, psychological, or psychiatric issues that would impede his process here. She found that he was competent, and the parties have stipulated to this report. Therefore, I do find that he is competent to stand trial. Do you know what your client would like to do at this point?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Barnett has just extended an offer, and I did have an opportunity to talk to Mr. Smith about that. And he does wish to take advantage of that offer.
And Your Honor, the offer in the case would be as it relates to case number 23W2350. Mr. Smith would plead guilty to the B offense, which is driving with license suspended. I would dismiss the civil infraction for speeding and the misdemeanor for improper plates. In addition, I would dismiss the entire other ticket, 21W1603. In addition, there's a sentence agreement for a sentence of time served.
All right, let me try this again. So 1603B is being dismissed in its entirety.
Correct.
The A ticket is already defaulted in the 603A. And then he is going to plead to the 50B.
Correct.
From served, and you're going to dismiss the C ticket, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And he is pleading as charged. The driving while license suspended, license expired, which is a misdemeanor carrying a maximum penalty of 90 days and or up to $500 fine. And you're going to give him credit for time served.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, is that what you want to do, sir? You're gonna have to, yeah, can you unmute him again, please?
That's right, Your Honor. I take responsibility for it. I got caught red-handed. There's no other way around it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm gonna have to go over some rights that you have, okay? Smith, please, listen carefully, go over those rights, okay? You have the right to have a trial by a jury, at which time you can call witnesses to speak for you. You can get an order signed by this court to require those witnesses come to court. You have the right to see, hear, and question any and all witnesses that are called against you. You have the right to be a witness for yourself, or you can choose to remain silent. If you do choose to remain silent, the prosecutor cannot comment on that. You have the, in addition to that, you have the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand all those rights?
Correct, I do.
Do you understand you're gonna be giving up all those rights? You're not gonna be having a trial of any sort?
Right, that's right.
You also understand that there's no automatic right to appeal this decision. So the decision that you're making today is in all likelihood going to stick with you. You understand that?
I do, correct.
You also understand that if you're on probation, parole, or bond on the date this offense happened, which was May 29th of 23, and you're still on that same probation, parole, or bond, you could be in violation of it. Are you on probation, parole, or bond?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And finally, sir, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could have immigration consequences. You're a U.S. citizen, sir?
Yeah, I was born and raised here in the United States.
Thank you. To the charge of driving while license expired, how do you plead?
I accept my responsibility. I take the charge.
Is that a guilt, sir?
Correct.
All right. And has anyone promised you anything other than what we placed on the record to get you to plead guilty?
Not
Anyone
at
threatening?
all.
Anyone threatening you in any way, shape, or form?
Not at all.
All right. On May 29th, 2023, were you operating a motor vehicle at the vicinity of Michigan Ave and Wyatt Road here in Ypsilanti Township?
Correct.
And at that time, your license was expired, correct?
Correct, Your Honor. That's right.
I find that there's a factual basis for the plea that's been willfully and knowingly made. Are you satisfied? Mr. Burnett?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. White?
Satisfied, Your Honor. Mr. Smith, you do have a current case, felony case, is that correct?
I do.
Will this affect that case, taking this plea?
Time served. I don't think it would. It'd be time served. I've been in here since last year, October. It's like two different cases. It shouldn't affect that case. It's like separate.
The offense date for that offense was in June, so this would have happened before, let me see, would have happened before that offense.
Okay. All right. Satisfied, Your Honor.
All right. And how much credit does he have?
Just a second.
Since last year, does he have 90 days?
Yes.
90 days, credit time served, fines and costs waived. All right, as to the speeding tickets, I can't give him credit on those. I can't give him, you can't do jail time. What I am going to do is, let's see, on the 2021 case, I'm going to waive fines and costs and close that case out. On the 2023 case, I'm going to set that one for review on September 16th at 9 a.m. Those are civil infractions, sir. I can't give you jail time on those. I have waived all the fines and costs on one of them so that you can get credit for for at least one of them. Okay, and be done with one. So we just have the one left. Okay?
It's a pleasure again, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a blessed one, you know what I'm saying?
You too, sir.
Yeah.
The court will call the Michael Carmichael matters. Case numbers 19W008756, 21S38993, 9A and C.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Sir, could you please state your name?
Carmichael.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Allison Mueller here on behalf of Tremaine Carmichael.
Thank you. Defendant supposed to be making payments on these matters. Has he been making any payments?
Yes, Your Honor. It looks like Mr. Carmichael paid $80 today.
Thank you. He still has a balance owing of $580. So yes, he did pay the $80. I'll see him back here on August 5th, 2024 at 10. We'll see you then, okay, Mr. Carmichael?
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You too, sir. State of Michigan versus Christopher Hurst, case number 21-00395.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Christopher Hurst.
Mr. Christopher Hurst, please unmute your device, state your name. Is he still here? I don't see him here yet. We're gonna pass this. Court will call the Michael Wolf matters, case numbers 15W001108A and B, as well as 18FB1514.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Paul
Assistant
Barnett on
Public,
behalf of the township.
my fault. Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Michael Wolf.